भाई ना ही मर्डर जीत रही हो ना ही बात हो so chill. This is your host Pratik Dupatte and I welcome you to offsideopinions.footbal. We will be discussing all the matches of round of 16 and we will be classifying them into the four different stages. We will also talk why Real Madrid is not winning the Champions League, why Barcelona is not winning the Champions League, and why one of the dark horses can actually go on to win the Champions League this time. Okay, so let us start. So first we will start with the format. The format of the Champions League. Now this is actually the second year of the format, and people have now started realizing, how exciting the format can be, right? I mean, if you see how 16 teams are categorized, there are top 8 teams in terms of the seeding, which will play the first leg away and the second leg at home. At the same time, you have the bottom 8 teams, which will be playing first leg at home and the second leg at away. So yeah, just head observation when I saw this round of 16, it was like, on the left side, it's like an MMA fight, all the top teams with the pedigree of winning Champions League before, except for probably Atlanta and Galatasaray. And on the right side, it's like a pookie fight, only Barcelona which has already won the Champions League. But nevertheless, if you see all the teams, none of the teams has picked up, in terms of the performance. So I hope, as the competition progresses, we will get to see some really good matches. In the first category, we have high voltage team. So the first match which I believe will be the high voltage will be between PSG and Chelsea. Now all of us know what happened when these two teams met during the Club World Cup. There were sparks flying, right? Luis Enrique came to the pitch, had a fight. Chelsea eventually won it. So what I feel is, PSG definitely not at its best at this point in time. But having said this, they are still the defending champion. Their entire performance depends upon how the midfield of Ruiz, Neres, and Vitinha does. They also have Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. At the same time, they have the people in the attack like Dembele, Desiree Doué, who can swing the match on their own day. Dembele is also the Ballon d'Or holder, right? Okay. If you look at the Chelsea though, Chelsea has been like this. In this match, if you see over the two legs, I think PSG will go through. So I'm predicting PSG to win against the Chelsea. Now, next high voltage match will be between Manchester City and Real Madrid. So I'm sorry, Real Madrid fans, but if you manage to win it, it will be an upgrade, right? If Real Madrid manages to win it, it will be an upgrade. The reason being, both Real Madrid and Manchester City are not great at this point in time. Both are at number two in the respective leagues. Having said this, if you look at the Real Madrid team, they are playing with number of injuries, and I find Real Madrid team are not gelling well currently. On paper, individually, they have a team which can beat anybody on their day, but currently it's not working out for them. So for me, Real Madrid is not winning this. They are not winning against Manchester City, which of course have their own problems. But I'm sure Pep Guardiola will find some way around and manage to win it. Next high voltage match will be between Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur. Hold on. I know what you're thinking. This guy is crazy. In fact, for me, both these teams are the versions of each other. It's just that the difference is the leagues in which they are playing. One is playing the EPL, one is playing the La Liga. Now, Atletico Madrid is coming up with the huge win over Barcelona in Copa del Rey, semi-final. And Tottenham Hotspurs are in shambolic phase right now. Ever since January, they have more red cards than wins. In fact, they have zero wins since January this year. So for me, it will be a high voltage considering both teams are kind of mediocre. But having said this, Atletico Madrid will go through the next round. So with this, we have covered high voltage segment. Now we are moving on to the dark horses. Let us talk about the dark horse. What do you think who will be the dark horse of this championship? For me, Bodo Glimt is the dark horse of the UCL. What? ये क्या team है यार? क्या team है ये? I mean, 50,000 का town population. 50,000 का town population. November to February, there is no game happening. Yet they have defeated Manchester City at home. They have defeated Atletico Madrid away. They have defeated Inter Milan, the finalists of the last year's UCL. Home as well as away. Because this is a crazy story. And I'm going to root for Bodo Glimt to go all the way till the final. Yes, all the way till the final. So for me, in this match, Bodo Glimt is easily winning over Sporting CP. I'm sorry, Sporting fans. I know you guys, you are in the top 8 seed of the UCL. But the way Bodo is playing, wow. Yeah, short passes, diagonal runs, and इनका pressing मुझे क्लॉप के लिवरपूल की याद दिलाता है. यार क्या मक्खन खेली है टीम. On the ball, off the ball, Bodo Glimt are too good. And right now, I mean, the kind of home advantage we have, literally ISIS में खेल रहे हैं ये लोग. एक साइड से बर्फ गिर रहा है और लोग खेल रहे हैं वहां पे. I think this is too good of a story. So Bodo Glimt is going to. We are moving on to the next segment, certain winners. In case of certain winners, we have a Barcelona on the right side of the table. So of course having many issues with Balde, Kunde, Frankie de Jong is also out. Okay. Having said this, they have Cancelo who can play on both the sides, and Rafinha and Yamal. Especially Yamal is on the dream run right now. So I really think Barcelona can easily go past to Newcastle. Now second match where certain winners come are the Bayern. Now the thing about Bayern is whenever we talk about football, lot of attention goes to EPL, lot of attention goes to La Liga, but somehow Bundesliga and Serie A doesn't get that attention. Now, here you have Bayern from Bundesliga and Atlanta from Serie A. Having said this, Bayern का जो attack है ना, boss, there is Atlanta will not match Bayern. Though Atlanta comes with the experience of defeating Dortmund, I don't think so they are beating Bayern. भाई जोशुआ किमिच, मूसियाला का creativity, Olise, Harry Kane का goal scoring form. You cannot beat this, man. You cannot beat this. If you ask me from left side of the table, Bayern is going to the final. Mark my words. Now, another match where results are certain is Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, you ask anybody who has seen the footballs, these teams are playing over a span of last few months. You know Arsenal is going through. Though they are not playing the attractive football, but they are getting the results there. With this, we are moving on to most boring matches segment. And most boring match will be between Galatasaray and Liverpool. Now, both these teams are struggling in their own way. I mean, Galatasaray defeated Juventus. It was in fact a heartbreaking defeat for Juventus. Having said this, when Galatasaray was playing second leg away, they still led 10 when Juventus to equalize the scoreline, took the game to extra time, and then defeated the Juventus. Liverpool, on the other hand, has their own share of issues, especially with the coaching and how individuals are not coming together, to perform well. But I see Liverpool going through this round to the next round. So with this, we will have first quarter final between PSG and Liverpool, and I am predicting PSG to go through. Second quarter final between Manchester City and Bayern will be winning against the Manchester City. On the right side of the table, first quarter final will be between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona will avenge for the Copa del Rey defeat. So Barcelona will go through. Now comes the most interesting part. From the right side at the bottom, there are two teams, Bodo Glimt and Arsenal. I am predicting Bodo Glimt to defeat Arsenal. Call me crazy, call me anything. I think Bodo Glimt have that potential, especially on their home game to defeat the Arsenal. This will probably be the upset of the tournament, but for me, Bodo Glimt are going through. So the first semi-final, it will be between PSG and Bayern. Bayern is winning this. Second semi-final will be between Barcelona and Bodo Glimt. Still picking Bodo Glimt to defeat Barcelona. Yeah, Bodo Glimt का जो football है ना, that is like an advanced version of Tiki Taka. So I really think Bodo Glimt is winning this. And for me, the final will be between Bayern and Bodo Glimt. Here, Bayern will be showing why they have been, UCL champion for 6 times so far. So that's about the prediction. Tomorrow onwards, I'm starting early morning kickoff to discuss the UCL game. Stay tuned, hit the like button, and follow the code. So, if you are also hyped about UCL round of 16 first leg, drop the like button. Share in comments which team you think will be winning this championship. Peace out.